Frank, welcome to the channel. And while we're waiting for Sarah Rogers to get here tier 4 and have something new into the game, I'm going through some Alliance Battle Legend series. I'm gonna do basically, I'm gonna figure out which is the best character to use for Legend, for World Boss, basically for Alliance Battle Legend, the day that you have to use Mutant, Blast type, and Hero. And we had recently a character like Professor X, and I haven't showcased him at all with a CTP. And I had some conversation in my Discord. Of course, you can come yourself into my Discord. There is a description of the Discord down below in the comments. That there we're doing a lot of stuff like token giveaway, like GBR carries, and people are also asking for videos. There is a specific channel for new ideas, and one of the new ideas from God and from Remy, from my alliance, was Alliance Battle Legend, and God wants to see some Professor X, compare him with Storm and Jean Grey. And I have myself building all three characters. I have my Jean, you already know that I tier 4 here recently, so I have tier 4 Jean with your old uniform because that's the only way to use here. Storm with your paywall uniform, and Professor X. And I'm gonna go one by one to see their output on Alliance Battle Legend, at least the output I can pull out, with my gameplay and with not perfect runs, of course. And I'm gonna tell you, what I figure out about the rotation of the characters, and also the tactic that you need to follow while you're doing your tier 3 skills or your tier 4 skills to have more value there. Of course, Jean Grey here have an advantage because of his tier 4, but Jean Grey is not using her last uniform, so you need to see here the difference between having Professor X uniform, not having Professor X uniform, or going for the paywall Storm in the summer basically. But yes, you can see if you already have Storm and you don't have tier 4 here, you can see if you can build, if you can buy now into the sale that we're gonna get into the anniversary for Professor X or Jean, and outscore your own Storm, and basically it's one of the only days that I don't have a tier 4 specific for this day, and I want to go in all days of ABL and ABX for my characters too. So let's go and see the builds, but before we go through that, I want you to make sure that you have already smashed the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to get all the awesome content we're dropping into the channel, from shorts, from videos, live streams, or whatever. And also let me know down below in the comments, what are you using for this ABL day? Which character, which team up basically, and what CDP do you have on this character? And let's go into the build I have for my Professor X. I'm undercapped a bit for skill cooldown and critical damage, but yes, I'm full on 6-star and 5-star urus, and you need to pay attention on the builds because it's going to make the difference. I also missed the artifact of Professor X, and if you have the artifact, there is a total other thing that you can use and get more value out of your character. I'm at normal, I don't have tier 4, I don't have tier 4 him, I don't have mythic uniform, but yes, I just love him a raid to see if he's any close to my Storm. Well, my Storm got like some Odin's Blessing, and I got here artifact, 4-star artifact, I got CDB of Raids, mythic uniform, and for my Jean Grey, of course, I have overbuild here, as you know. Yes, so if you have overbuilt your Jean Grey, now you can figure out what's your value with your old uniform, and if it's worth going and buy this uniform yourself to boost your Alliance Battle Legend score. Mighty Raids here, mythic uniform also, and my stats with here looks like that. I'm capped on everything, and for Storm I feel like I'm capped also. Oh, I miss a bit critical rate, a bit critical damage, and a bit dodge, but it's like less than 1%, so it doesn't really matter for my CDP of rate. So yeah, let's go into the gameplay, and let's start with the character, the paywall character basically. Let's start with Storm and figure out what she's able to pull out. For Storm, I'm usually starting my rotation with my second and first skill so I can get the character into the right position. With your first skill, you're teleporting through the boss into the other side of him so you can go there and change the positioning of your character. The pretty much you want to do is to cancel 1, go into close to the boss and do 3, cancel 5, cancel 4. You don't really need to delay or something, but if you have your tier 3 skill, you want to cancel everything into your tier 3. And with your Storm, you can't really cancel the roar if you're not tier 4, so you want to swap your character into Polaris to go there and do the snare effect with your 5th skill. I'm using here, as you can see, Dazzler as a support. My Dazzler got a CD of Insight also, and Polaris. Polaris using her for the leadership, which she has double leadership and support, and Dazzler gives this huge 60% or 65% damage against both types, and in ABL and ABX both types are considered for your characters. Of course, every single rotation you have after your Odin Force, you want to pull out as many as tier 3 you can with all of your characters. So the smart move to do is to have your tier 3 charged already, go into your Odin Force with your tier 3 first thing, and after charge again your tier 3 so you can pull out another. Here I miss it, I wasn't able to pull out a second tier 3 into the Odin's Might buff, but still, yes, it wasn't a perfect run, but you already know that. I'm not doing perfect runs, nothing close to perfect runs, but yes. The one that I have worked more on is the one with Jean Grey, because I had my boy Alaska Light, he is a premium member of the channel, moderator on Discord, and he's pushing me for ABL and ABX, and he was trying to make me understand how to play with Jean Grey 100%, and he made me a really decent, basically, player for her. With Eugene Gray, I used to let my tier 3 place until the end, but you don't really need. You can really cancel the tier 3 as soon as you cast your tier 3. You don't really need to wait. You can instant canceling and get all the damage on your skills. So yes, with Jean Grey, I'm a bit better player generally, but as you can see here with Storm, I'm going to probably, basically I can't really remember, but yes, I'm doing more than 4 million, and for a lot of people, the 4 million, it's the maximum that they want to go, for the extra artifact you're getting. It's really valuable because you can get a really cool artifact here. It could be, 5 star, 6 star, basically I think it's 4 star, but you can see I did 4.5 with my Storm, normal raids, level 80, no tier 4, couple of Odin's Blessing, medium gameplay. I know, no one's perfect. But now let's go through my Professor X and a character that I haven't touched from the day that he dropped into the game. I mean, the character is a full spam machine. You can spam everything into your 4th skill. You wanna let only your 4th skill, and you're using your 1st skill to move around, and you're gonna figure out if you're somewhere and you're gonna move, you don't want to move just with the moving pad. You wanna press your 1st skill and move your character through this skill into the other place. As I told you previously, I'm doing the same with the 1st skill of Storm. So with this thing, Storm and Professor X is pretty similar, their games, their play style. Storm, you wanna let your skills proc on your 4th skill, you wanna proc goes into your 4th skill, and you wanna tier 3 and have your proc on. Also, with Professor X, you don't really care about anything, you just wanna spam everything into your 4th skill, and if you don't have your 4th skill, you're spamming your 1st skill. Because the damage, both of the skills got damage over time. Your 1st skill basically got damage over time, and as you can see here, I started rotation with my tier 3. When I went into the Odin Force, I was through my tier 3. So yes, I'm gonna here I'm gonna go into my tier 3. So my tier 3 went in 2 times inside the Odin Force. Of course, here my tier 3 didn't have time to ramp up, and give me more value into the run, you know, and into the score. But still, as you can see, I am in a really nice position. I'm almost like 3 million, and I haven't go into the second Olympic Force. Here, Professor X, of course, can do the canceling himself with his first skill. He has a snare effect on it, which comes immediately, so you can use it, you know, even if you use it right before the roaring, the skill is going to refresh really fast, so you don't really need to worry about this skill. And here you can see I'm almost 4 million already. Yes, I feel like he's going to outscore Storm. I can't really remember, but yeah, because this runs it's a couple of days before when this day was up, you know, and you could play the Mutant Blast day. And for Mutant Blast Superhero, the only three that they're able to go level 80 and tier 4 is these three guys. So the rest, I have already done a video about them, you know, about Magic, how good is Magic, how good is Polaris, and I have compared them with tier 3 level 80 team and Storm previously in a previous video. Okay, as you can see here, I'm 4.8, and with a character I'm really rusty. I haven't played for a long time, you know. It's like my first touch of the character with the CTP of raids. So yes, my score could be even better. I could go at least 5 million. I feel the same for Storm. So they are pretty similar. But you can see Professor X with way less build. I haven't any audience blessing on him. I had some audience blessing on Storm. I have his normal, have his uniform at normal. For Storm, I have here uniform at Mythic. So from this, and I have get used to play with Storm way more than Professor X. Perhaps this run was better with Professor X, but still, if they are similar, and Storm it's similar with Professor X but with worse build, you can figure out that Professor X is better. But the value of Storm here is that she can be used for Alliance Battle Legend the other day that you have to use female characters. So the fact that you can use her on the Mutant Female Day gives her an advantage against Professor X, even if Professor X feels like he got more damage as a level 80. But now let's go into the outdated uniform of Jean and her output as a tier 4. And this uniform, I'm saying that it's outdated because it's like 2 years old uniform, guys. This is 2 years old uniform. Basically no, it's more. It's 3 to 4 years uniform. For a character that took a tier 4 using a uniform that you had in your inventory a long time ago, and you now you're going to use it, it's really weird. And remember telling you about the rotation for the previous characters? Yes, with Jean Grey you don't really need to think, you just drop skills. There is no skill that you want to proc, there is nothing that you need to do. The only thing that you want to do is 2 times in your Odin Blessing cast your tier 3. So you want to keep your Odin's you want to keep your tier 4 skill, well your Odin's Might is going to be up, and start the rotation with that. You want to start the rotation with your tier 3 and charge it really fast through the 3-5-4. 3-5-4. Your third skill, it's the most important skill to spam. You don't want to let your third skill out of here. I just use my tier 3 into the start of the Odin's Force. I'm using Thor as a striker because a lot of people have figured out that Thor is doing the max damage as a striker for Jean Grey and for ABL. And you can see here I drop second tier 3 skill inside the Odin Force, and that skyrocketed my score. My score already is 3.4 million. And even if the uniform is outdated, you can see that she can run into miracles here and do a huge amount of damage. Yes, 3.8 already. My Odin's Force needs, you know, now you need to be careful not to skip your skills, because your skills here, it's kind of weird, you know. Your tier 3 skill, because you're cancelling it really fast, it's not doing the snare effect right in front want, right in the start, so you prefer using your 4th skill there to cancel most of the times. And I'm already have done more million, have already done 4 million like with the others, but at the moment I'm not even in the last part, of the fight. So yes, I have already here the second. I have still basically the second audience might to go through, and you can see here the timing. I'm in 30 seconds, and it was my bad using my tier 3 there. I should keep my tier 3 because now I can't start the audience force with my tier 3, so I lost some damage here. Here I would pull out even more of the DPS, but here I just did only one tier 3 skill, and my score is not going to be the maximum that I could go and pull out. And you can see the maximum basically in the top right corner. You can see my best score was 5.8, but that wasn't around that I record. But you can see here 5.5 with my Jean Grey, 5.5 with my Jean Grey old uniform. So yes, if you have your Jean Grey already and you're thinking of it, yeah, don't think of it. It's X-Men Red still rocks. You can go and buy the uniform, and you can figure out yourself another day that you can go through 6 million. I mean, if I can do with my Jean Grey 5.8 on ABL, I'm sure you can do also even more, because my gameplay is not perfect by any means. And yes, I mean, if you don't want to invest for a character like Storm or Professor X, where you have to go through premium characters, you have to go through paywall uniforms, there is always Jean Grey that if you manage to build here for general, because Jean Grey is the best character in the game, you want here for PvP, you want here for PvE, for other Alliance Battle Legend and Alliance Battle Extreme days. But here you can go pick up a new uniform for here and make her available for this day, which she's rocking. If you don't want to invest as a tier 4 Professor X and Storm, your best choice is Jean Grey. Buying a uniform and having a brand new character doing close to 6 million is not a joke, and I'm really thinking myself to go for Storm or Professor X, because this is the only day I don't have built a tier 4, a specific tier 4 for this day, this day and Combat Villain Day and the Alien Villain on the Alliance Battle Legend, but here is only Thanos. So yes, I'm thinking my next tier 4 also through this, so I'm gonna drop series of the videos for Alliance Battle Extreme Combat Villain, where I'm looking for my next character to build, and I just dropped this one, and I'm gonna figure out other things that I wanna do for ABL and ABL. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I helped you decide what you're going to do with the anniversary, and if you're going to buy Jean Grey, Professor X, or wait for Storm, or whatever. Let me know down below in the comments. See you into the next. Kisses in your faces.